about 6 deals that took place this offseason that were all considered record-breaking deals. The 6 deals with the highest average annual contract given to non-quarterbacks all happened this past offseason. Micah Parsons yesterday, T.J. Watt, $41 million, July 17th. Jamar Chase, March 18th, $40.25 million. Myles Garrett, Cleveland, $40 million, March 14th. Daniel Hunter, Houston, $35.6 million, March 21st. Max Crosby, the Raiders, $35.5 million, March 5th. The point that I'm making in bringing that up, Cam, is this. Everybody ain't y'all. When you sit up there and act like, yo, all right, these are good players, and we'll see. Wait a damn minute. They ain't y'all. I don't need to see, okay? I don't need to. It's not venturing too far to imagine. Like if you Carolina and you tried to replace Cam in his prime, you know what I'm saying? And you got 2 late first-round picks and a good player that's coming off a down year. It don't take Einstein to deduce. That doesn't measure up.
Correct.
Because we've seen you. We've seen Micah. We know what this brother brings to the table. That ain't going to be enough. 2 late first-round picks for that brother?
I want to get back to the crux of it, what Cam was saying earlier. Cam, so are you saying that the Cowboys won this trade? That's where you are this morning.
I am. Yes, they won the trade because here, remove emotions. What I'm saying is this. In order to be good in this league of the NFL, you need one thing. That's talent. Okay. That's not to say that Mike to get talent. And that's what Jerry Jones did. He has potentially 5 picks in the first round alone, or no, he has 4 picks in the first round alone as of today. We don't know what Kenny Clark is going to be. He's made it abundantly clear and said this, we want to stop the run, right? So we know, Dan, as a great player that Micah Parsons is, he's an edge rusher. If you know any type of defense in this league, the first thing that they want to stop is what, Dan?
The run.
We need to stop the run so we can make the offense become one-dimensional. So all these things are formulas that the Dallas Cowboys have said and implemented to insert moving forward.
You know what? That sounds beautiful. Eloquently stated, Cam. Eloquently stated. Bravo, okay? There's just one problem with your argument. The brother got said, that's wrong. That would be 2. I'm sorry, 2 of them, all right? 1 that he's wrong, and 2, the why. The why is it ain't just about him being traded. It's where he was traded to. You're talking about a contender within the same conference as the Dallas Cowboys that, by the way, whipped the Dallas Cowboys' ass the last time they met in the playoffs a couple of years ago because Dallas didn't make it last year. And then on top of it all, not only did that happen.
The Packers didn't either.
But all right, I understand it. But
60
they beat
seconds
Dallas.
here, guys, but we're coming back.
Bottom line is they got younger and better, and they're within the same conference as the Cowboys.
Oh, my good Lord. So, okay, 4 picks in the first round over the next 2 years. The last 2 defensive linemen that the Cowboys have picked late in the first round, because that's where these picks are going to be, have been Mozzie Smith and Taco Charlton. Taco Charlton did not pan out, and Mozzie Smith has not either. You can have all the picks you want. If you don't make the right ones, it's not going to matter. The second thing is, who won this trade? We're talking about a team in Green Bay that has a top 5 offense, now a top 10 defense, or a top 5 defense. It's going to now be the best pass rush duo in the NFC. You pair Parsons with Rashawn Gary, this team is the team to beat when it comes to outside of Philadelphia. The last thing, Molly, is this, because Cam, there's no way.
Real quick, though, I got to get into
There's no way that we can sit here and say that the Cowboys are an afterthought now. They're going to have the worst defense in the division.
Okay, hold that thought. Plenty more meat on the bone. You can expound on that in just a second. We got to let it breathe real quick. Coming up, how much pressure is now on Jordan Love with...
Somebody you want to shout out that you...
I mean, there's a dude sitting right next to me, man. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool, no? You don't think so? You don't think so? How you feel about that? What would your take be on coming to Green Bay, man? Oh, it's too many Cowboy fans in the audience. There's too many Cowboy fans. My fault.
All right, listen.
My fault.
I'm in one of them Drewski 360 deals. You feel me? I'm a for lifer.
I like that. I like that.
I can't go nowhere.
I like that.
Man, Jerry Jones, we done talked. You know, that's my dog.
Your lips to God's ears, Jordan. Jordan Love's wish had come true, and now after the Micah Parsons trade, Green Bay is 14-1 to win the Super Bowl. That's the sixth shortest odds in the NFL. Only the Eagles have shorter odds to win the NFC. Dan, does Micah make Green Bay the biggest threat to Philly in the NFC?
Absolutely. This team should be in the NFC Championship game, and it will be a disappointment if in this now, let's call it 3-year window, they don't win the Super Bowl. Okay, I'm going to start defensively. This is the best pass rush duo in the NFC right now. You pair Micah and Rashawn Gary, go get the quarterback. 2, they got one of the best young linebackers in the NFL in Edgerrin Cooper. The one flaw on this defense, and really on the football team, was the corner position. They weren't stars. Best way to get corners to play above their skis is to get after the quarterback faster than anybody else. So this is a defense under Jeff Afley, their new defense coordinator last year. As the season went on, they became like a top 5, top 7 defense. They were playing big-time football. Now you get a game record, and I will continue to use that. There's only 6 or 7 of them in the NFL. You get a game record added to that defense. Here we go. Offensively, it's one of the best coached offenses in the league. It's got one of the best young star quarterbacks in the league. And then you have a plethora of offensive firepower. Matthew Golden, their draft pick out of Texas. So this is an offense that's going to score points, and then this guy's going to do what he does best. Go hunt the quarterback. He's going to play from the lead on a consistent basis. And so we are talking, and the one thing I'll say lastly about it when it comes to the Packers' perspective, everyone says Jordan Love turns the football over too much. Dude, be aggressive. If I was Matt LaFleur, we are going to be the most aggressive offense in the NFL, because guess what? If you throw a pick, we traded for that guy and paid him a ton of money to go get the ball back for us. So this is the team that should be in the NFC Championship game now after this move.
Go ahead, Cam.
Cam, do you agree?
Okay, absolutely not. Because I don't even think that they're the best team in their division. They're not better than Detroit, even after this Micah Parsons pick. They're not better than Detroit, and you can't say with a straight face that they are. You're not willing to take Detroit Lions over the Green Bay Packers. So for me, yes, are the Green Bay Packers the youngest team or one of the youngest teams in the NFL? Absolutely. Is Micah Parsons still a young player? Absolutely. These are things that you can grow and build upon. But when you're saying they're instant Super Bowl contenders, no, not so fast. No, I'm not going for that. Now, one truth that you did say within the next 3 years, absolutely. You have, all type of combinations of young players and young talent, and you can go out and do whatever you necessarily need to do, but they still have to perform. I'm not looking at Green Bay as a threat to Philly when Green Bay is not even a true threat, or they have to go through Detroit to be a threat to Philly.
Cam, Detroit lost offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Their defensive tackle, best defensive tackle, still coming off a pretty significant injury. Their best defensive end, still coming off a pretty significant injury. They lost the best center in football in Frank Ragnow. I mean, I love Detroit. Still a very good football team. But if we went down the roster and we said man for man or unit for unit, who's got the better unit right now? It's going to be the Green Bay Packers. They got a better offensive line right now because of the Ragnow retirement. They have a better defensive line right now because of the addition of Micah. They got a better linebacker group. They got better skill position players in regards to depth. Absolutely. And they got a quarterback that can at worst go throw for throw with Jared Goff, but probably has more firepower.
Dan, how big is that discrepancy, though?
I don't think
let's just predict wins. How many wins would you predict Green Bay to have versus Detroit?
I think Green Bay gets the 13 wins. I think Green Bay or Detroit is probably around 11. So Green Bay 13, Detroit around 11. I cannot sit and rave about Ben Johnson over the last 4 or 5 years and say he's the best offensive mind in football when it came to the offensive coordinator position and think that there's not going to be a schematic step back in Detroit.
Hold on. I'm not saying that you're wrong, because I think Green Bay has that kind of potential with Romeo, with Arthur Romeo Dobbs, with Josh Jacobs as your running back. You got your receivers, you got Kraft at the tight end spot, and Jordan Love does need to show us what he can do in big moments, because we have no questions about his talent. We have a question as to whether or not he's going to show up when it really, really counts. That's the question about Jordan Love. But we know that the brother's got mad skills, no question. So because of that, there is the possibility. But where I'm not siding with Cam definitively acting like there's no way that Green Bay could be in that position, but he does have a point. Let's look at the Detroit Lions here. I mean, respectfully, Dan Orlovsky, I would tell you to watch your damn mouth. I mean, let's look at this right here. This is Jared Goff. We know what kind of year he had, all right, even though it wasn't the same in the postseason, right? I mean, 2,000-yard rushes in Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yep.
2,000 yards receivers in Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Laporta's coming back. I mean, he's your tight end. You look at the weapons that they have, and you telling me because Ben Johnson is gone, all of a sudden they're going to fall off the map? I'm not sure about that, Dan.
I never said they were going to fall off the map.
No, but what I'm saying is you're acting like, excuse me, Green Bay is definitively better. I don't know that.
Dan,
they got something to prove. They didn't have this kind of offense last year.
Dan, are
Do
you
you guys
saying
know how good Micah Parsons is?
yes, but are you saying more that Detroit took a step back or that Green Bay's taking a step up with Micah Parsons when you're talking about them jumping past the Lions?
It's both. Detroit has taken a step back this offseason because of some of the departures. Now Green Bay has added one of the guys who's been in the MVP conversation throughout the first 4 years of his career.
First of all, they got beat the second they got into the playoffs because you had 13 dudes on IR. Let's get that out the way.
Detroit.
So, yeah, so
Sure.
you basically took a step back before the playoffs began. So you got that going on. So as far as I'm concerned, one argument could be made, they might take a step up because they had the entire offseason to retool, get themselves ready, and get healthy. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to go back to the weapons. 2,000-yard receivers, 2,000-yard running back, Laporta at the tight end spot.